What's up, Van Fam? We are here at Al Vans in California, which is the go-to place if you want to get your van ready to go off-road and just make it look really cool. So Al Vans is going to hook us up with some stuff like some shocks and some carriers on the back and some boxes. That way we can get our Storyteller Overland Stealth Mode ready to go off-road. So come along. We'll show you how the install goes and give you our full review.
I'm John with Owl. You may have seen me from various ads that pop up nonstop in your use of the internet, so I apologize for that. Anyway, we're in front of a Storyteller Stealth, and we're going to do some mods today. We're at our Rohnert Park location, Northern California, so we've got our full installation facility, and actually Owl headquarters is just about 20 minutes down the road. What are we going to do to the van here today? Well, we're going to get going. Nothing really to the side, but if we come in the front, we've got some of our team at Owl here is already working. We're going to do a 4.3 Van Compass suspension, and that's actually laid out here on the table. Cool thing about the Van Compass suspension is these shocks are made by Falcon, and they've got a piggyback reservoir. If you want to know more about why we love these shocks, we've got more videos about it. But long story short, you have a lot more fluid, which is going to keep the temperatures down, which is going to make the shock perform much better off-road. And you've also got the adjustability here so that you can go from firm to soft and really dial in that ride. It's going to help you in almost all conditions. And then in addition to the shocks, it's not on the table. Oh, it is. We've got some additional spring rate that we're going to add to the rear of the van. So what happens is when you build these vans out, you kind of exceed what was intended by the engineers for how much weight was going to be in the van all the time. And you get a very wallowy, kind of unstable feel. I know you guys, with your 2 years now in the van, have felt that, and you're going to feel a massive difference. And I know I'm going to get a call from you guys, and it's just going to be like, this is the best thing ever, because once you get suspension, it is the best thing ever. So they're hard at work at that, getting that installed, and then we've got some more goodies back there that's going to go on the back of the van. So we can go back to the back of the van, which is probably not going to be that interesting because it's empty right now. But I know these guys are good with their videos, so maybe there's like some kind of like post-production magic where I go like kazam, and then there's like this whole back end. But this is all very, it's like a clean canvas to me. This almost looks naked now, having done this for a few years. What we're going to do is we're going to throw a tire on the driver's side. A lot of people ask, if I can stuff a tire underneath, why do I want my tire up and out? Well, these are designed as commercial vehicles, and the basket underneath is small. And if you have a tiny commercial tire made for delivering Amazon packages, or if you're a plumber, that works great. If you're off-road and you get a rear flat, you can't get the cage down to get the tire out. And so it can cause a lot of problems. Additionally, when you're off-road, it's a lot more likely you're not necessarily going to get a flat, but you'll have a tire come off the bead because we're going to run low air pressure. And so having a tire readily accessible here, when you have a tire that maybe comes off the bead, you swap it out and it's a super quick change and you're back on the road. It just makes it really, really easy, and it's safer to have the tire right here. Also, as the tires get bigger and people are now going to even to like 35-inch tires, you can't fit that underneath. So that's why we're doing our Expedition tire carrier. In fact, stay right there, and I'm going to zip over and grab it and be back. Is that more TV magic? So this is the Expedition tire carrier, and the cool thing about this is it's an upgraded unit. We had a steel tire carrier for a long time, and the price of steel went up to a point where we said, you know what, we can probably make this out of aluminum, which is a lot lighter, for about the same price that we can make out of steel now. And so we moved over to a very similar design to our ladder tire, which has now become really, really popular. This thing mounts in 3 places. And the cool thing is, by bolting to the hinges, the vast majority of the weight of the tire, which can be, you know, upwards of 80, 90 pounds, is on the hinges. And the good thing about that, Mercedes has this thing called the Certified Master Upfitter Program. And that means Mercedes comes in, they look at your shop and they look at what you do, and they say, oh, you do things up to the level of Mercedes standards, we're going to keep warranty on this vehicle. They don't certify many people. They have looked at all the rear gear carriers that go on Sprinters, and in the past their stance has been no, none. Now they've seen how the industry has changed, and now they just say 9 to everybody but Owl, which is pretty cool. So that was a big moment for us. Now, details, while they don't say go do it because they're not encouraging anyone to do it because it wasn't necessarily in their plans, they did look at all the different options that are available for the rear, and they say, if you want to be a master upfitter, you can't install all these. This one, we're okay with. So that was pretty cool. Cool thing again about this design too, it's a basket design. And what I mean by that is instead of bolting the tire to the hub, what's going to happen is the tire is actually going to set in this bottom, what we call a basket. You can also run a box on here if you don't want to run your tire. But the cool thing there is you set your tire in, and it's going to hold the tire instead of trying to hold the tire up to get the lugs in. So again, it's just that ease of use. It's going to be easier to use the tire because we want you to get out there, use your van, get in the dirt, you know, go have problems because that's half the fun. This allows you to mount things like rotopacks and shovels and various things with an extra handle on there. So a really multifunctional unit. All right, on this side is our B2. This has become one of our most popular products. The cool thing about the B2, it's fairly minimal. I love the look of it. You've got these modular mounting strips, and the way the B2 works is it mounts very similar to the other carrier in that your weight for the carrier is going to be on the hinges. And then you see all these mounting strips. You have some covered by foam here and here. So we're going to be putting an Owl Expedition box on this, and that's going to store all of your stuff. I mean, if you used a van, you run out of room really fast in a 144. So we got a big giant box that's going to go on here. It's going to store recovery gear, dirty stuff, anything for camping that you don't want in the interior of your vehicle. I think for you guys, we're also going to do what's called the Sherpa Mini. It's going to be a mini plate that goes on here. But basically, there's going to be a lot of storage options that happen with the B2 once this is on. So these are our machined aluminum hitch steps, and these will have 2 foot treads here that are laser cut that have a nice amount of grip so you don't slip off. In fact, one of the complaints with these is that because it is tapered at the edge, you can tend to slip off of them, something we absolutely don't want to have happen. So you can see aesthetically, you're going to kind of change the look of what you get. I obviously think this looks a lot better, but again, biased. But you're also going to get more usable footprint, and it's going to be better tracks where you go in and out of the van. That's all the stuff kind of on the back end. We're also going to have a solo bumper on the front, which is kind of our compact, lightweight aluminum bumper. It kind of changes the front of the van subtly. It's going to look modified. It's going to look nice and clean, ready for adventure, but it's not going to look so big and bulbous. We all joke about the giant bumpers and looking like Jay Leno's chin on the front of your van. So it's going to be a nice subtle change to the front of your van. It's going to make the whole package look really good. The Stealth with the gunmetal color, with the black accessories, when we get everything dialed, you guys are definitely going to be rolling in style.
All right, so we got our van back. I'm really excited about the way that it came out, the way that it looks. Let me show you everything that we got done to our Storyteller. So first up, this solo bumper and brush guard right here on the front. I think it looks really cool. It fits really nice. It's not huge, which is what we wanted. We want something that just looked like it seamlessly fit in with the Storyteller, especially on a Stealth where everything's blacked out anyway. We love that this kind of matches that exactly actually. And the other cool thing about this that we love is that all the parking sensors still work. They're like right here, and like the adaptive cruise control sensors and the cameras and all of that are all right here. They don't have to be moved because the way the bumper is designed. What do you guys think? I think it looks really, really cool. Coming along on the side, you might not notice the change right away, but we got our suspension upgraded. So if you come in here, you'll be able to see that. We got the Van Compass 4.3 suspension system. And what that allows us to do is that as we are traveling and we are exposed to different driving conditions, we can change the suspension based on those conditions. So we'll put it on a 3, which is like the tightest one, when we're on a highway and it's super windy. And we definitely could have used that a few days ago when we were driving here. We had this exact same suspension system in our last van, and for us it was like an absolute must for the new van. It makes such a difference being able to dial that in. And when we go on like washboard roads where it's a little bit kind of like rockier, we'll put it on number 1, which is the loosest, and it kind of makes that driving experience a lot more comfortable than if we just had the suspension that came with it. So that's an absolute must. We love it, and you can just dial that in by looking right here, turning this dial, and then you're off to go. So we got those on all 4 of them. And then coming along here on the back, this is where you're gonna see the biggest difference. So again, I just love the way it looks. It's all blacked out. It matches the Stealth. It looks really, really nice on here. Everything here is just feels really, really well made. So we got here the Expedition tire carrier by Alvans. And so that's what this is, that carries a tire. And then we just got another tire from Storyteller directly and put it on here. The great thing about this is that if you ever need to change out a tire on the road, you don't have to go underneath the chassis where the spare tire is and try to dig it out. Because if it's like raining, if you like have a problem with your tire, it's gonna be difficult to get that out. It's just so much easier when the tire's right here, you just pop it off. Then coming over here, we have a large Expedition box. This comes in different sizes. We opted for the large one because after living in a van for 2 years, we know that space is at a premium. Anytime we can add more storage to our van, we are happy about it. So we went for the large box. This has a lock on it, so you can keep your things safe in here as well. Then we have a cargo cage up here. This is open, so you can put stuff in here that you don't mind being exposed to the elements. A lot of people will put firewood in here or tarps or things like that. And then we have a small Sherpa up here. And this is a place where you can kind of attach different things, like we might put a shovel or an axe or something up there. Anything to make the van look cooler. Because even though this stuff is really, really practical, the other thing I love about it is that it just looks really, really cool back here. And then the final thing is the Owl aluminum hitch step back here. The stock hitch step is fine, but it's a little bit small. So this kind of gives you more room to stand, to get into the van, makes it a lot easier. And again, it looks really cool. So that's everything we got from Alvans. I love the way that looks, and I'm really, really happy with everything that we got here.
So if you are interested in any Owl gear, we want to make our company very, very accessible to people. So we've got manufacturing here in Northern California, where if you're a Northern California person, you can pick stuff up locally, and we always encourage people to DIY stuff. It's how you learn about your van. But we understand people have lives and jobs and differing levels of skills, so we also are building out an installation network around the country. Thus far, we have the one we're standing in here in Northern California. We've got a killer team that, I mean, man, they do this stuff every day, all day, so they know how to do this, do the installations on our gear and the partners we work with. We've also got Southern California. We've got a location in Anaheim. We just opened up an absolutely killer property in Colorado. It's in Arvada, and it's on 76 acres. It's got rolling hills and off-road courses, and we're building all kinds of different obstacles for people to come and enjoy and use. You can camp there overnight if you need a place to stop, and then obviously we have our installation center and our building there, where if you want to get your parts dialed in and you're in the Colorado or surrounding area, you can do that. So lots of ways to get your van dialed in, install at those locations, pick up in person, and then you can also order online and just install it yourself at home. So hopefully we have a solution that works for you at Owl, and if not, that's fine, as long as you have a killer van and a killer adventure.
So if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and then subscribe to the channel for more questionable van life content. Down below in the description, we'll have links to all these products on Alvans website. We're happy to support them because we love their products. They're all manufactured here in America. They're a great company doing great things and just great people to work with. And if you guys want to see more of what Alvans is up to, we did another video recently that you can check out right here, where we give a tour of what they call their ultimate Revel. They've taken a Revel and made it the ultimate off-road machine. So if you want to see that video, check it out right here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.